previously on Talk That Talk.
It can give a different perspective on pedagogy and teaching. Because we have to agree, sometimes like the older and seasoned band directors, it's like they know what worked and that's it for them. And then sometimes, you know, that doesn't cut it for this new generation or new age of thinking. So we just have to look at it from that point of view. So it can't help or hurt. Because I've seen some band directors real talk that get into those seats and they want to just dismiss, you know, old traditions. I mean, I've heard stories of, and I'm not going to say the college name, but it was a director that he went in and he was like, he tried to change their national anthem. And again, like I say, you know, we're a culture of people that deal with post-traumatic slave syndrome. So we try to hold on to the traditions and things because that's near and dear to our heart. Certain things, you know, you can't change. Now, I'm not gonna lie, and I can say this personally. You know, when I heard the alma mater be kind of like tweet, because I'm a band director and I knew it, I was like, man, what the they doing? But it was for the better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you also have to be mature. And as a band director, I had to realize this, bro, that's not your band, bro. Is it getting better? If it's getting better, cool. But remember, that's not your band. And like once you get to that point and things are still going in the positive direction, and you know, it ain't no tripping. So like I say, it depends on who's in front of the band.
Okay. Let me Rick, you about to say something? Are you good?
Yeah, no, I was gonna respond because I think Quan brought up a number of good points. I want to go back to like the alma mater comment, right? Like Quan, you were not the only alumni that had that reaction. Some of whom even came up and voiced that reaction. The alma mater at Prairie View is a piece called Finlandia. Finlandia is the national anthem of Finland. Right. So to play it like a funeral march, is A, historically not accurate, and then B, stylistically not correct. All right, so just changing the tempo alone changes the feel of that whole piece. Like all those things matter, right? Mm-hmm. And then the second part of that is the current version that they're playing was written by Nick Thomas.
Correct.
Who was there before most of those people that came back. So I say all that to say this, Quan, and it ties into everything. Traditions are traditions when they're done repeatedly. They aren't traditions just because we say they're traditions. So at one point it was started this way, even though this person was there before all those people that came and talked to us. This person wrote the arrangement, and now it's a tradition because you did it in 2010 or whenever, as opposed to a person that was there, you know, in the 90s or whenever they were there, or even with Prop Phillips, who was there in the early 90s, you know, and going back before that. So I think that people have to always understand that when we call things traditions and all that, we have to remember they had to have started somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I think, like you said, because we hold certain things to be so true, we are sometimes blinded to the fact that at some point that was new, and the people that came before, like it's even more interesting, Quan, when you talk to someone like the old KK side from like the 70s at PV, and some of the things they experienced in the band as opposed to, you know, a lot of the brothers that came after that, and you know, everybody after that. So I think that at the end of the day, what you said at the end there is the most important. As long as the band is getting better and moving forward, as alumni, that should be the biggest thing we care about. Not I can identify with a song that some teenagers and 20-year-olds are playing. It's I marched in that band. I served my time in that band. I want to see that band continue to move forward. And if that's happening, that's how you maintain your membership as a constructive alumni. When you're in there telling the band director what to do, telling students they suck, you 40 years old, telling a student in the marching band that's 19 they suck, which happens on a regular basis, including in some of these ridiculous groups, a bunch of adults telling students how they suck, then at that point, you're not being constructive. You're contributing to the problem that makes band directors say, I'm going to detach myself from this cancer to my band program. I can't grow a program when I have people that supposedly love this band being the main people online bashing the band. Like Quan, you to me are the epitome of a great alumni of PVAMU because you're not gonna air out dirty laundry of PV's band online. But Quan, let's be honest, a lot of them same people that say they love the band be the main people in that damn Uncut group bashing the band or dick riding other bands in the conference. Like, let's be real, man. Like this is talk that talk.
Right.
I have had no shortage, Quan, of dick riding a PV alums who be at Southern games, like hugging themselves, and they went to PV. Like, why you ain't just go to Southern? And since you love their band that much,
right? So I'm not gonna comment on the dick riding part because I ain't never been a dick rider. I mean,
yeah, I know that's why I said you're the enemy
right.
for me of a good alumni that loves the band. You want to see the band flourish.
But what I think is different, and somebody could comment and make a comment. I think Prairie View situation, and I'm not speaking about the dick riding part, but in regards of I don't know throughout history of HBCUs and specifically bands, if a director died in the seat, and I've brought that up like previously, like until and I pray that nobody really experienced that. Like when you talk about Southern's tradition, you had Doc, he retired in 05, then it went directly to Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson retired, peace be unto him and whatnot. And then it's those traditions. So it's like you still see the Southern aspect. When you look at Florida A&M, even post Robert Champion, what they did, they went back and they reached out to their alumni. I think Prairie View is the only, I'm not gonna say only, let me not like be foolish to say that, but it's one of the premier HBCUs specifically in the SWAC that didn't like kind of like pull their own. I know Eric was on staff for a little bit, and so like during that time period again of transition, it's very hard, and I think it takes people a hard time to let go of that, because we're talking about a man that was the band director from like I think 86, 87, possibly prior to that, to him passing away, transitioning in 09 to another band director, and then we have a whole new administration.
But Quan, let me push back on you a little bit for that, bro. Respectfully.
Most of
that's not necessarily, and it's true. Gordon was there that whole time, and so was McQueen. And McQueen was there before Prof Ed. McQueen is the one that bought Prof Ed there. So these people were there, right? I think, Quan, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think that, yes, the transition from like 10, to when we got there at 12 was tough because there was a lot of influx of other things happening in the band that, from, like you said, the suspensions, not only of y'all, but some other sections and other things that were, it was just a lot happening, right?
Right.
When we got there, we provided stability immediately, right? We were like, we're not doing all that. That's not happening. We are here to be great musicians and move forward. What happened, Quan, was that right. What happened to us, Quan, was that we were second guessed on every single decision that we made. We were at homecoming, Quan. I will never forget this, bro. And this is why I'm pushing back. Me and Julian were at the door.
Talking about the first homecoming, right?
Yeah, first homecoming.
Gotcha.
We were at the door, and we were letting people in because they were doing that thing y'all do with the you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Peace Storm. They were doing that, so we were letting people in the room. We were like, man, sure, come in, have a good time. We were trying to be hospitable. We are standing at the door letting people in. This dude walks into the band room with a bald head. I don't know him. I wish I knew his name, but he walks into the band room. And he's just instantly on the belligerent. And you know us, we ain't about to sit there and let nobody just talk to us in any type of way. So Julian confronts the dude. Hey, my man, relax. We ain't about that. This the band, blah, blah, blah. The dude, did he put his hand on you, dude? Like push you or something like that?
I mean, the story actually goes, I was standing there next to him, and Doc asked me to remove him from the band room. And so I said, hey, sorry, man, but you got to go. and the altercation kind of went from there. He was talking about don't put my hands on his body and all of us, or I'll put hands on you and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty rough.
But that was what we were getting around it was never support. You out there bashing the band, telling us how bad the band is, the band sucks, this and that, and then you want to come in the band room and have a good old time. No, dude, carry your ass.